Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Mic Drop. My name is Randy. This is the Rev.
Yep.
Rev is here. And we have... How you doing, Rev?
Feel like dropping the bomb and just Nagasaki in this shit today. That's how I feel.
All right.
Yep.
Rev's revved up. That's why he's called the Rev.
But it's going to be okay. You're going to have a good time today. This is wartime, Rev, but we're going to have a nice time. You just enjoy yourself. He's a great host. He's a good driver. I'm going to just sit back and give you the thumbs up today. I'm going to relax.
Oh, no. I think I'm going to need you to get involved a little bit with this energy.
Well, let's figure out who he is right now. Because only Randy has sent me a few clips. Well, no, he sent me a few words of who you are. So I'm going to sit back and figure some shit out. And we'll go on from there. So just lay back, relax, and don't get too overwhelmed with the energy, because I'm going to bring the shit. But then again, I might just sit back and just lay back and just drink some water.
I don't know lay back is the right word, but...
I might. It's that time of day.
Our guest today is Mit Landy. Is that correct? Is that the right?
You got it.
Right. So what kind of a name is Mitt? Are you related to Mitt Romney?
No. I like to spell it with one T just specifically to not.
Oh, is his two T's?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, it's a nickname. You know, I thought of that name at work because I have a Jewish name. It's Amitai. That's Amitai Landy. And I just got tired of people fucking it up at work. So I had this board that was like lifeguard on duty. So I erased the end in the beginning. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If they can't get it right, that's on them.
They can't get Mitt right.
Yeah. But so I like to call it my wage slave name.
Your wage slave name.
Yeah, like wage slave.
So you said it's your Jewish name. Are you full Jewish?
Yeah. I mean, both my parents are Jewish. I don't really, do the customs anymore. I kind of like got out of that once I stopped living in the house because I don't know. I mean, Judaism is cool for a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of the traditions can feel restrictive. Like for today's Passover, I should not be eating like bread.
Oh, I thought yesterday was Passover.
It started yesterday.
Aren't you Jewish?
I don't know. I think so.
Part-time.
Yeah, not at all. Really.
You know the hacky joke they say, I'm Jew-ish. Like,
so are you Ashkenazi?
Yeah, that's hence the pale tone.
Yeah, so we're related, right?
Yeah.
We have to be.
I guess.
So have you done a 23andMe?
I haven't, but like I don't trust those. Not like I don't trust it to be right. I just don't. Why am I giving them more of me? Like they already, the big man is already looking at me when I'm on my phone and all that and recording what I say. Why do I have to give him my essence now?
Which big man are you talking about?
I just meant governent, big brother type.
But you meant God.
No, God. I don't know. He's already mad at me. That's beside the point. He's gonna be mad at me. I don't know.
Because I did a 23andMe, and like everybody usually has like some Asian, some African, something. Not me.
Something extra.
100% Ashkenazi.
They're just like white.
Yeah. So like it's all, my whole family came from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, that whole Eastern European area, and they're all incestuous.
Oh, I mean that's how you know it's purebred, right?
Yeah. So we're probably like fifth cousins or something.
We could be first cousins for all we know.
I feel like Seth Rogen should be sitting right in this seat. I mean, what the hell is going on? It's just a Jewish conversation right now. Y'all talking about Africanized shit, and you talking about your slave name. You talking to a black man right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing? Come on now, add me into the conversation. I got you. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Shit, you know what my African name is? That
sounds like
Is
a
that
bar.
with two D's?
Well, it's with REV. That's how you really pronounce it. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you got Rev from.
That's how you got it, man.
I thought that was a Migos lyric.
How about that, bro?
What's Migos? Now I'm cut out.
Come on, bad and bougie. It's all that old shit. Yeah,
it's the triplet flow. So they'll be like that's kind of their cadence.
Okay, is that like if I was a rich man? Is that like that shit?
La 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 la. I guess. I guess a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I know you from anywhere? Like, did we do a mic? Did you do Cellar Door?
I've done Cellar Door here and there.
Did you do it when I was a host?
I don't
think
so.
A year ago, around
Honestly,
this time?
like a lot of comics, I just kind of like, oh, there's a comic too. Send friend request, because I'm like, eventually I'm gonna see them all, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not. I don't want to say it's a small community because there's a lot of like DMV comics.
Oh, it's oversaturated for sure.
Yeah. But also, like, I do a lot of comedy in DC, and like that apparently alone just has like thousands of people just trying to make it.
Thousands? Wow.
I don't know. That's what one of the people.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Someone that runs like their mics get like a good number of like submissions.
What's the worst thing you've seen in an open mic?
Worst in terms of what? Like crazy shit? Or?
Yeah, it's just like I can't believe they got up there and did that.
Okay, so as a comic, not as an audience. See, like
Either.
Okay, so
I'll
there
give you an
was
example.
someone that was in a mic in DC. I think it was like Northeast or something. It's by the Capitol. But basically what happened was some like crackhead was in the audience. It was just like a restaurant, bar, grill show. Not show, mic. But she kept talking in the middle of the set. That's fine. Apparently one comic, she like was trying to lay it down, like trying to fuck. And then when he was up, he's a little bit of like a rambunctious comic. So he'll kind of like poke the bear.
Wait, what do you mean she was trying to have sex with him?
I think so, yeah. I mean, she wasn't all there. But at some point, she mentioned to another comic about like a dead son. So then...
The heckler did.
Yeah, or like that she had one. And then this comic buddy of mine, when he's like, okay, you better stop talking. Because like, she was trying to fuck me or something like that. And then the next line he goes, it's not going to bring your son back. And then she almost like, she got up. She was about to like, square up or something. He posted a clip on it.
He's not wrong.
No, it's not going to, but it's like, when they're not all there, it's more unpredictable. So you don't know what they're going to pull on you if you want to get them fighty. Like, that was wild. I mean, you hear a lot of like edgy shit. But that's kind of just regular open mic comedy. I feel like you could just...
I don't know. That sounds like comedy gold to me right there.
Yeah. Well, he posted the clip. So
yeah.
Shout out to Nathan Walder, I guess.
There's always some crackhead. Like there was some guy, some homeless guy at Frederick one night.
Oh shit.
He was scaring the crap out of me. Like he was tall, he had this long blonde hair, and he had this backpack. And he kept putting down the backpack, walking out of the building, and then coming back to get his backpack, then coming back. I'm like, what is there's a bomb in the backpack? Like, are we all gonna die?
Who knows?
That wasn't the craziest thing I saw, but it's pale. I was going to say this guy got up there and he would have really pissed you off. He got up there and just sang without a guitar Adam Sandler songs. That's all he did, and songs that you would know, like the Thanksgiving song and everything from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
That was
no Hanukkah song.
I think he did that too.
Okay. Was he Jewish?
I don't think he didn't look it.
Well,
I mean, you don't look it either.
Yeah, that's another thing, which is a kind way of saying like, hey, you got a normal sized nose,
right? Exactly.
Or like, what can I say? My horns, I hide them well.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, if we were a couple of non-Jews, we'd be getting canceled right now. But we can do that.
I mean, they might still cancel us. I accidentally made the mistake of like showing my dad one of my sets, and I forgot what I said. And I'm just doing like Jewish humor shit, and he's just like, I'm sick and tired of seeing this self-hating Jewish. And I'm just like, bro, it's a character. Like, it's not real. I don't actually think these things, and it's to set up like, like your identity. Like, you make fun of that. That's a big part of comedy. Like, it doesn't mean I actually hate that part of myself. It's just
no.
I don't know. No,
don't you?
I hate other sides of myself, but not like. I feel like if I really hate a certain part of myself, I'm not necessarily telling everyone about it. Per se.
You should.
I mean, I do at the same time. I just think the stuff I really hate, not the stuff that I'm like, oh, lol, silly shit. Like, how do I put this? It's kind of like when women don't hold themselves accountable. They're just like, oh, that's me. Like,
right.
God, we already got canceled now.
Yeah, might as well go for it.
Call for it. No, I just, like, I do talk about, like, me not being a good driver. And then, like, the little things that happen and stuff like that. Like, it was, like, Women's History Month last month.
Right.
So I'm like, I've been celebrating.
Hitting some curbs.
Yeah, literally. and then I do, like, a Meg Thee Stallion ad lib, which is a real hot girl shit. Usually, like, the more seasoned audience members get that one.
Okay.
Or the gayer ones.
With material like that, do you find that an audience of millennials and Zoomers, I'm guessing you're Gen Z, right?
I don't know which one's 97. I think Gen Z, because I've heard of, like, I'm in between. Like,
you might be in between.
Zillennial, bullcrap like that. I don't know.
Do you find, though, that Gen X responds much better to that than Gen Z and millennials to the, like, your
to, like, joke? More current stuff? Yeah, but I think also if I'm going, like, I don't want to say controversial or edgy, but like if I'm building up a point where it's like to grab your attention and it might seem a little bit risque, I think I could lose the younger crowd easier.
Yes.
But like if they're hanging on to every word, that could still help because they're waiting for the end punch and how it comes together. So like I don't know, I talk a lot about like being myself, being like bi and Jewish and this and that. So like I have one where I'm like, okay, you know, I'm bisexual, which means I'm not gay enough to get on the gay comedy shows, but I'm just gay enough to make black people uncomfortable. And then like that one works pretty well. Even with like black people, queer people, they love it because it's like there's a little bit of like truth to it and a little bit of unspoken.
How do you know what makes black people uncomfortable?
I go to black rooms a lot.
And they tell you that
you could notice. What do you mean?
No, but I'm asking you. I mean, conversation. I mean, because that's kind of a broad statement right there. You sitting right next to somebody.
Yeah,
you don't
I
know
got you.
if I feel uncomfortable with you.
Well, I just think it's like when I'm overtly queer or like that part of me where I'm just like being like,
what are you sucking a dick? What are you talking about?
No, not in front of people. Just like
that would be the worst thing to see at an open mic.
Yeah,
don't do that.
I mean,
have you seen that?
I have not, but like I don't go to orgy.
No, I know.
He didn't answer that question yet. Let's get back to that.
I just feel like there's certain stuff because there's like a broad idea of masculinity that a lot of straight men think, where they're like, oh, you know, you can't do this. You can't make eye contact if you're eating a banana at work or something.
So is that a black man thing or is that?
I mean, it's a straight man thing.
Okay,
but at the same time, a lot of times, like the black men are the ones that like police it a bit more.
How?
Has that been your experience?
About it. I don't know.
That's been your experience?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I think.
You know, it's like the point I'm trying to make is you guys had this long conversation about being Jewish, and you see I had to sit back and just let you guys have that conversation. Why? Because I'm not Jewish. So now you're having this conversation about what black men think about gay or bi men, and you're next to a black man, so this is my time to interject and be like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? Because you made a broad statement.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And it doesn't apply. I've talked to other black men. We've had meetings about this shit. And we never said, you know what? We don't like bi comics talking about how they like men. I've never heard that conversation.
Well, it's not like a specific direct conversation. I think it's the little things that hint at it. Like, you know when people are like, pause, sus, like that shit? Who do you think kind of...
Yeah, but who all does that?
I mean, I guess like a lot of straight men. But
I mean, have you heard a lot of black men do that? I mean, that's the pause game. I know that. I've heard about the pause game, but that's just the pause game.
Yeah, but also like the no Diddy stuff.
Because Diddy was doing the shit.
No, I get that, but people highlight no Diddy like as if the bad part was that he was doing gay shit as opposed to like the predator shit. You know what I mean?
I think it applies across the board when it comes down to
But the bad
Diddy.
part wasn't the gay stuff. The bad part was the predator shit about how he was doing it to unwanted people. That's kind of like where that culture, not that culture. I just meant like the anti-titty shit.
Right.
I'm not commenting on black.
No, I'm just saying because
I feel like it's kind of like when you're up on stage and you're just digging yourself deeper into a hole and you're like, how the fuck do I climb out of this one?
No, you're actually not. I just because you spark something.
No, I got you.
And we need to have that conversation because you can't just let it slide.
I just think like black men will get more uncomfortable with gay shit than like a white man, because a white man knows like, oh, I'm like at the top of the food chain. I have to listen to like other types of me because otherwise I'll get canceled. You know what I mean? A little bit.
Well, I guess if we keep talking and you start talking more about some gay shit, if I start to feel uncomfortable, I'll let you know. Yeah.
I've thought of doing that bit where I'm like, you know, like I made eye contact too long at work and all of a sudden HR's called or something.
Have you done that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just fucking around up here. I try to not be as much as myself as I have to be when I'm at work because that's what they pay you for.
Yeah, I got you.
There's still a little bit though. Like, I had like a break where like my car was fucked, so I wasn't going to mics as much, but I still had that like fiend like needs to tell jokes in me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like telling more jokes than normal at work. I'm like, fuck, what is this? Like now the people at work think I'm like nice. Like, that's not what's up.
It's tough being yourself at some jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But also, like, I work a blue-collar job, so I'm not, like, out to everyone.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know what it is, but the blue-collar, like, the trades, yeah, I'll get political in here, as I've already done. But basically, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want Republicans in positions of power, but they do great work in the trades. You know, I don't know why, but it must be something with, like, okay, if your mechanic has the, like, brain schematics where they could, like, they could flow chart, like, okay, what's wrong with this? Is it this or that? I think they might be more susceptible to, like, Alex Jones conspiracy theories. I don't know why.
There's a connection there.
Yeah, something like, if I want my car to be good, I'm not going to give it to someone who, like, believes in, like, recycling or some shit. Or, like, I want them to be at the minimum libertarian, you know?
That's funny. Okay.
You want Ron Swanson working on your car?
Yeah, well, I feel like Ron Swanson would think of, like, lazy ways to not do it. Because, like, that's how he was at work. Like,
you're right.
I haven't watched the full show, but I've absorbed enough via, like, reverse osmosis or whatever. I don't watch shit as much, so I just kind of hear people talk about it and I get a understanding. But I love that video of him just, like, on that circle desk.
Right.
Where, like, someone's trying to complain to him and he just keeps turning around.
Sir, do you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
That episode when Sam Elliott was wearing those Birkenstocks. Remember that? He didn't have any shoes on. I mean, socks. He's like, what the hell is on your feet? I remember that shit. But it's a straight white dude.
Yeah.
Straight white dude.
But I just think, like, and then I tie it in a little bit where it's like, you know, like, I'm trying to be a mechanic in the long run, and, like, I believe in recycling and, like, equal rights, so that's why I think I'm bad at it right now. You know?
You're confusing as hell.
Yeah.
Now, and also, your car was broken for a while, right?
Yeah.
But you couldn't fix it.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. So,
but you want to be a mechanic.
I want to be a mechanic. So I like to say I work on trucks for a living, because that sounds like I'm already
It does.
a mechanic. I just clean them. I clean the trucks, I fuel them, I park them.
Like detail?
Yeah. Something
Detailer?
like that.
Okay.
And then,
are you trying not to give away where you work?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely not, because they don't pay me enough to...
Does it rhyme with Mexon?
We'll say it does, sure.
Fell?
Let's give some... What are they called? When it's like fake hints? Red herrings.
Red herrings, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, you're throwing everybody off.
Yeah.
I got you.
No, but, like, I do shit like clean them or, like, random shit. Like, they have this forklift type thing that I know how to drive that, like, I've known because I learned it on the job, but, like, it's kind of like a forklift, but it doesn't have a wheel, so you don't need a certification. And we just use it to dump the trash, or, like, if you need to pull a truck,
right?
It doesn't run.
Is it a dealership?
No.
Okay.
I think they do have, like, a dealership lot, but not in the sense that...
A hand truck? Is it a hand truck?
No, we have hand trucks, though.
All right.
But they rent trucks, basically. And then when they're at the end of their life, they'll sell the trucks.
No, I'm talking...
You're talking about... No, but we have those that they can also rent for the trucks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I meant like a little forklift thing that I used to dump what's called the hoppers, which is just a dump that, like, you could connect it to and then, like, lift it and then put it in the big dump and then you hit this lever and it just goes like...
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I should not be trusted with it at all. I mean, I'm able to do it. It's just, you know, they should get someone that actually knows what they're doing. But it's fine. I saw a video for, like, safety reasons, so I guess I'm certified enough. But it's called a Bobcat. You know, that's just the brand of company that.
Yeah, they're well known.
Yeah,
that's who you work for, Bobcat.
No, I don't work for them. I'd probably get paid more. I don't know. But, you know, I don't divulge who I work for because, like, I get paid just enough to not want to get in trouble at work for doing this. But I don't get paid enough to advertise for them, you know. No free advertising.
Does your boss watch YouTube?
Shit. I mean, I don't really post unlisted video or listed videos. So I think that's how I get around it. Like, if I want to send a tape, I'll just put that up on my own YouTube. Eventually, like, I do still post clips on, like, Instagram, TikTok, but I don't think I have enough eyes on me where it's a problem yet. Mm-hmm. I think maybe down the road there could be that like HR saw this video of you shitting on this or that. Like maybe one day we'll cross that bridge. Maybe one day they'll be like, wait, so we hired you and you haven't been driving that long? Like,
so they're big enough to have an HR department.
Yeah. No, they're big. They're big. I'll tell you off camera, but off mic.
So you're the bisexual thing.
Yeah.
Do you like? I got questions about that. Like, do you like women more than men?
I'll be honest. It's not a 50-50.
It depends on the person.
No, I just meant like it's not like a 50-50 ratio of like guys to girls of what I like. I think I do generally like women more or like queer people more than like men.
Okay, I'm uncomfortable.
Uncomfortably erect. No.
It's queer people.
No, I'm saying like trans people.
Are you pansexual?
I just think that's a buzzword term because it's like, how is that any different from like bisexual?
Okay, it was explained to me because I had the same question, but it wasn't explained to me that bisexual means you like men or males or females. Pansexual means you like
Trans
any of the 72
too.
genders.
Yeah, well, I just think like the umbrella terms are not made to increase bigotry. And if you're like bisexuals don't like trans people, that's like, no, because logically speaking, why? If you like Taco Bell and you like KFC, you're not going to all of a sudden go up in arms when you see a combination Taco Bell KFC. You feel me?
I think. I don't like either.
I'm talking about the working parts.
I'm
saying just logically, why would bisexual people not like trans people? Because if you like the,
No, I get you.
There we go.
Are you saying that the trans and queers are mutually exclusive?
No, I don't. I think they're trans people are part of the queer community.
So we need to whiteboard this because there's a lot of questions. I don't even get the screen up or
get
something.
Get the bubbles going.
Yeah, yeah.
And
really.
It's sexuality is nothing you put a lot of thought into. It's just it's what it is, right?
I mean,
for me, that's what it is.
I mean, look, there's stuff that like go unsaid. There's stuff that like you think about. I just think when people try to label shit, that's usually when it gets confusing.
Okay.
That's why people will be like, sexuality is fluid because it's like, well, I'm not on that gay shit, but
right.
But I could see a girl that might have a penis and think, okay, I would,
Huh?
No, I missed it. I was saying. Never mind.
No. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was saying like sexuality is fluid, but I'm not on that gay shit. But I could recognize when a trans girl's passing. Is basically what I was saying.
Gotcha.
And you would?
I would. I don't. Again, the working parts are not my issue.
Gotcha.
What is the issue? The personality?
Yeah, probably. Are they putting up with me? Is probably the real question.
Okay.
Like anyone who's trying to do stuff with a comic, like. There's no off button,
Oh, so are you part of like the whole Pride community and everything?
I haven't been to a Pride event, but like, I mean, I'm proud to be me,
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like that.
I'm not trying to hide who I am, except for at work. But that's because,
except for your career,
except for at work, where like I have to,
where you rely on the blue collar people thinking you're straight, and you got to bro it up with them to get your truck fixed.
Man. Because I got this fruitiness to me on the inside, where like it still comes out at work a little bit. Where like. I don't know if you can get this one, but it's like I'm working with tools, but I'm still myself in a little bit of like, hey,
Nope.
So I'll just walk around being like, Inspector. Wow.
You can say that word.
Yeah. And then I give myself like I'm in the mirror in the bathroom, giving myself like affirmations. I'm just like, go. Yeah, songs you guys don't know. Never mind.
Should I bleep that? I don't even know if that YouTube will accept that.
I don't know. My bad.
I mean, I can. I will. I'll bleep it.
Yeah, so be safe.
I'll leave it mysterious.
But then they're going to be like, what word did he say?
Right.
Like, come to the show, see me, find out.
Have you ever said the N-word on?
Nah.
Okay.
Only in my car. No.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Like all.
Like all. Yeah. Well, the thing is that you got to be a little honest, right? No.
Right.
But not during February, though.
Is that right?
No, my pause game good.
Yeah. Well, which pause game we talking about?
Well, I say fella instead of it.
You say what? Felon?
Fella.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the word.
I was like, damn, that's highly racist.
No, I've had a
but
joke.
It would have been funny as shit too. Like,
no, I've had a joke where it's like this one comic's racist as shit, so I told him just say fella instead. But he's like, that's not racist enough for me. So he took the N out of the N word and put it in the fella to become felon.
Felon. Okay, so I was way ahead of that punch.
Yeah, no, you had. I think hacky minds think alike, right? No.
Yeah. No, how about this? Do you like being a guy?
Yeah, I mean, just like we're usually on the winning team of things. Just.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
If you're talking about identity
have that
politics,
discussion. What do you mean we're not on the winning side?
At all. No.
I mean, I just think like safety wise,
women run this shit. Yes, they.
They may have been doing a bad job at looking out for themselves.
Think about every war that's been started. Almost every war that's been started. A lot of times it branched off from a woman.
Really?
I mean, look at Helen of Troy.
Okay, World War I.
Right? I mean, listen, every argument that you've probably had in your house with a woman, it's normally about some type of a man or some type of a feeling that she may have made you feel or put you in type of a situation where you're feeling some type of an insecurity. The biggest wars when it comes down, this is my opinion, when it comes down to humans, is between man and woman. That is the biggest war right there because of the misunderstanding. Men and men, we can deal with each other. We could fight each other and get together and be like, you know what, fuck it, we good to go. Men and women, there's that split right there of understanding. That's why we got Mars and Venus. I mean, religions. That's a tough one.
No, that's really where wars start.
That's going to keep going. But listen, where did shit start, right? Adam and Eve, right? Wasn't there a war at that point? There was a misunderstanding between those two.
Look, sometimes a woman gets hungry. It's not the end of the world. No.
How much of it is that? How much of it is the woman being hungry?
But that's a war, right? I mean, there's a misunderstanding and there's a war right there.
In my house, all the fights are over dishes. That's
Sounds like you're not cleaning them.
I just don't.
Sounds like someone's got to, hurry up and get at him. He's got a fucking sink full of dishes to get back to. I don't know. I don't know your house.
Oof.
I'm just saying shit to say shit,
That's good stuff.
That's what y'all doing.
Isn't that the whole point of comedy in a way?
Well, comedy is, but conversation is different.
Yeah, but
sometimes comedy is found out of conversation. When you're having a conversation and you just force the funny, that's something different. But sometimes shit has got to happen organically. I mean, if you're on some type of a topic, sometimes people want to know what the fuck you think, how the fuck you feel, and then let some shit come out of there. I mean, it's deep conversation. If we miss the opportunity to talk to each other right now, then why the fuck are we sitting down there?
Yeah, no, that's
crazy.
Fact.
That's crazy.
I think also like
hard for me to.
I think I do a lot of comedy in no, I do a lot of comedy in DC. Oh,
no, it was the bomb
sponsor
button. That's the bomb button. That was his button. No, that's not even a bomb.
Use code Manscaped for 20% off.
That's crazy.
It's a product placement. I don't know. No, I do a lot of DC comedy, and I think DC has a genre of comedy where it's just like, here's my political opinions disguised as jokes. And it's like, well, you do that outside of DC, it might not be as receptive to it.
Oh, that's interesting. So regionally, material can be different.
Yeah,
because that might not hit in Baltimore.
No, I think it also like funny's funny at the same time. So like, if you could paint a picture to make it relevant to them, or not just like, here's what I think and here's my soapbox,
right?
Then it's different. But like, I mean, that's why you see the greatest people know how to breach a topic without it being like, oh, is he talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think like Dave Chappelle goes ham on like every controversial topic, but he knows how to tie it together a bit. Now people have their opinions. Like, that's why don't go to Twitter if you want to hear about comedians. Like, they don't like comedians.
Yeah, I dropped that like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's an awful platform.
Well, it's just the platform where people come to hate things.
It is. So you're right. That's
why
I dropped it.
Okay, Twitter, I just got up. I'm checking my phone. Who are we mad at today? Like, hey guys, who did that one thing with that one minor, and we have to like deplatform now,
Mm-hmm.
They're just finding people to cancel, which it sounds like a way to co-op not being like a good comic, because it's like, oh, everyone's so sensitive these days. But it's like, well, this is a platform where people aren't being real people. They're just like, oh, I'm behind a computer.
But are they being real?
I mean, maybe they are being real, but it's like the toxic sludge side of humanity.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, you should keep that in. Like, don't let that out. I don't know. I was like, because I was doing comedy not that long, but there was a part where like I started, then like took a little break, and then I was like still on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, I like this comedian. Let me see what Twitter thinks. They're like, oh, they hate this, they did that, they did this joke about that. And it's like, all of them fail to realize that, like, this is an outsider perspective. And yeah, you could be an audience member, but when you're a comedian, you realize that, like, not everything you say is meant to be taken seriously. Not everything you say is your actual opinion. And, like, yeah, a better comic would know how to not get into the controversial stuff or know how to do it right. But it's all a learning process, you know? Like, you get no grace on Twitter. And it's just me bitching about Twitter. I don't know. I also hate Twitter because, like, I used to, like, think of one-liners and then post them, and I always felt like they didn't get the love they deserved. I'm like, they're not appreciating my genius.
Oh, did you ever see somebody use that one-liner later?
No, but I've had a joke stolen from me recently that I was fucking pissed about, but at least the guy told me he stole it and apologized, and hopefully he's not doing that again. But it was about, like, I'm Jewish and I'm queer, so I like to call myself a schlomosexual.
There's another one? That's the surprising. There's another Jewish queer.
You'd be surprised. DC comedy has it all.
But clearly.
Well, they're all looking for their oppression card. You know what I mean? The little pity party participation
that they can
card.
make fun of themselves for?
Yeah, okay. I think that's part of it, where it's like, well, I'm this, I'm cool to say this, you know, a little bit. I don't know. Oh, every white wants to be a spicy white.
What's a spicy white?
It's like, well, I say I'm spicy white because I'm Jewish, because Jews have dealt with oppression and, like, you know, also slavery too, but that was a way back.
Yeah, anything in our lifetime?
Nah. Well, I don't know if you want to get into, like, October 7th and all that was politics.
What happened there? I really don't pay attention.
Okay, no, we don't have to get into it. It's just like Israel, Palestine shit. Yeah, which is like, oh, bleep, end the interview. Like, no.
Yeah, all of a sudden the liberals hated Jews all of a sudden.
Well, I think it's also like liberals, but also leftists, because leftist is a liberal that isn't a pussy, in my opinion. But also at the same time, I did too, but I think liberals are like, oh, this system's so bad, let's keep it going. Whereas leftists will try to actually work against the system.
Whether they're crazy or right or wrong or not, they're more bold.
Yeah,
I
think so. I think like a liberal is someone that's trying to be nice to everybody because it's like the right thing to do. Leftist is like, oh, you're not leftist enough.
They're Antifa. Like,
I guess. I don't think Antifa's real, but that's beside the point. I think it's just a dog whistle because they're like, people that are holding us accountable. We have to call them names.
I gotcha. But the reason I hate Twitter, it all happened in one moment, and I'm not a leftist or a liberal. I wouldn't consider myself either, but I saw when Barack Obama, he was like the first president to post on Twitter, and he made this initial post like saying hello, and my honest thought was, what? This is so cool. The president of the United States can now interact with us on Twitter. Like maybe I didn't even think this is his press secretary doing it or somebody else. To me, it was like the president posted those words he typed. Because to me, the president's royalty, you know?
Yeah.
And then I looked in the comments and my face was just dropped because it was people calling him the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the worst part of humanity. And I'm not like championing anything, but like, this is the worst section of humanity right here. And Twitter is not, we're not evolved enough for Twitter.
Oh, no. Well, I think we're too evolved for Twitter because everyone's like, oh, well, I know that this won't follow me back. Therefore, I could say the wildest shit that has no purpose being said.
And no one will know who you are. That's why I think it's the real you coming out with those ugly people.
Yeah.
Like, they had that in them. They wanted to say that.
I think it's funny, though, you briefly talked about the president on Twitter, because I'm like, this current president, when he was on Twitter, he was on some wild shit.
He was.
He was like the source of Twitter.
Barack just was saying hi. That was all. He was introducing himself. That was it. And
Trump was just like, investigate this person.
He can do that, and that's the good thing about Twitter or Truth Social, wherever he's posting now, is He can say whatever he wants, but he's got to suffer you've got to suffer the consequences of somebody in that high a level.
Yeah. Well, I think he does a lot of self-snitching. Like, people talk about rappers self-snitching in their music. Pay attention to any Trump rally. He'll tell you, yep, we cheated the election. This is how we did it.
I think he did do that.
He definitely did. And then he's like, I could shoot someone right here. Like, and then years later, he sent a sacrificial lamb to shoot him,
Oh, he said that?
No. I'm saying that, like...
Oh, and then that happened.
The guy that shot at him.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everyone thinks it's not real.
That was bizarre.
I think it was set up, but that's aside the point. That's just fucking conspiracy theories.
That whole world,
I'm going to get followed by like a trooper or something on the way home. Think about it. He knows too much. Get him.
You have any conspiracies, Rev?
No.
No, me
Not
neither.
that he's comfortable sharing.
No, I'll share whatever. No.
He would.
No. I'm just trying to... I'm
Process
what you guys were talking
all
about
the
with
bullshit we're
Barack
saying.
and him coming out saying hello and everybody saying the N-word and you're like, that's horrible, is it?
Yes, it's
it really?
absolutely horrible.
Well, they hard-art it, probably.
No. Well, yeah,
They
maybe,
did.
but I'm not just talking about the spelling of it or how they said it.
So what do you mean?
I'm talking about being able to express yourself. So is that horrible? Now, what they may have said, I mean, yes, evilness, racism, yeah, it's fucked up. But it's your right to be that, and it's your right to express that. How are we ever going to be able to get to a certain point if we can't get that shit out of our system?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Here's the difference. If somebody named Harold Smith said it, I would agree with you. They should be allowed to say it, and they should be allowed to suffer the consequences of it.
Okay.
But it was Dickface69 that said it.
Hey, man.
As a coward.
They come from a long line of family.
He's telling you exactly who he is.
No, he's not. I don't know who he is. He's hiding behind an alias.
Dickface 67.
69.
That's who
66 right
whichever.
before.
What's a 67?
That's who he is.
That would be.
I think I see that argument. I see both arguments because at the same time, like, does hate speech come into pause? Did he? No. Does hate speech get counted as freedom of speech? And that I see, like, no, because then you get people that organize and actually try to do shit together against said people.
But that's a movement. That's different. That's
but it
more
all starts
action.
from speech.
Okay.
Everything that we do starts from someone talking about it. That's why people say, like, you have so much power with your voice, with, like, your mic thing. I get that. But at the same time, like, it was good when it was out in the open because then you knew who to avoid. Nowadays, well, I guess nowadays people are more emboldened to be racist and fucked up.
Yeah.
But, which means that you have, like, Proud Boys.
It's been that way.
But now it's not hidden. You gotta scare the racists back into being scared because then they're not out here in the streets doing fucked up.
Oh, that used to happen in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure here, too.
Do you know about the anti-racist skinheads in Baltimore?
No, but...
They were scarier than the racist skinheads. Do you ever know any of those guys?
Is that what Antifa is?
I mean, you're about my age.
No, but
no.
Listen.
Buzzwords.
My worry, it's not even worry, it's not even a fear. It's what irks me the most. It's not the Klan. It's not a racist skinhead. It's the ones that claim that they're not. I work with some individuals. They claim, oh, we love everybody, this, that, and the other. I work with people that have special needs. You would think that my coworkers would have a certain type of mentality. Open-minded, we're all together. But no, there are a lot of ladder climbers. And when you've got ladder climbers, you got a lot of evil motherfuckers in there. We got a lot of people that are trying to protect their position. And at the same time, they're really pressing down. They're suppressing shit. It's an evil tactic. But at the same time, they've got this hidden agenda and this hidden feeling when it comes down to black people. Now, they're not going to openly admit it because of the scrutiny they're going to face. Yeah. But I see the shit every day because I'll throw testers out there just to see how they react. You know what I mean? And sometimes people will tell you who they are by what they don't say.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of wicked motherfuckers that I work with. Now, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we voted, left side, we wanted Kamala. But no, there's no Kamalas working in the office.
Yeah.
There's no Kamalas working in administration. They won't raise up a Kamala, but they want to talk about how bad fucking Trump is and this, that, and the other when they're practicing the same motherfucking thing. That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather I have better shows around some hillbillies and rednecks. I've had great shows because they gave me that energy. It's around real liberal ass people like down here at the did shows like that. Oh, these are the people that were out there last week that had the signs and everything, protesting. Oh, we hate Trump and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. 5 of those motherfuckers I seen and heard say nigga. I had to correct. So that's what I'm talking about. It's that bullshit I don't like. Either come the fuck out and say what you got to say or just shut the fuck up. You got one of two choices. Enemy your friend.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I think
you're coming around with that.
What you mean? I'm always coming around.
I mean, like you answered my question.
I think politics also like kind of breeds that sort of person where it's like if you have to show everyone that you're a good person, you probably got some skeletons in your fucking closet, you know?
There it is.
If you have to show that, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, because good people don't have to prove it. Good people, other people know who they are.
You just are. You do it. It's in your practice.
That's why I proudly tell people I'm an asshole.
I did that last night. I said, look, if you come up to me and say I'm a bad person, I don't care.
You did.
I don't care.
Like, I think also, like, part of, like, being young and naive is, like, you want people to like you. But part of it's like, well, if I'm not going to start explaining myself to everybody that is not willing to hear me out. You know, that's part, like, a big part of it is, like, I'm saving my energy nowadays. If you want to think this about me, fine. If you want to talk about certain things that might have happened or might not, that someone said some shit, like, you could bring that up to me directly. If you want to believe what they say, that's your prerogative, but I'm not going to be the one to just correct shit out, make a statement, because then it looks weirder. It looks
does
worse.
look weird. You're
It's like, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of doing. And, like, if you believe one thing and you're not going to be, like, man enough to talk to me about it or try to squash it down, like that, I have no fucking... I don't lose sleep over that anymore, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, it is what it is. I'll let my actions talk. And, like, people could talk all the shit they want behind your back, but... they're saying it behind your back because of one thing, and that's because they're too fucking scared to bring it up to you.
And that's one of the reasons that this country is collapsing.
Yeah.
Just because we won't take that time to just confront some nobody wants to be uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah.
They're afraid to be uncomfortable. And I live in being uncomfortable because that's how you figure some shit out.
Yeah.
That's why when we sitting there and we talking and you say something, I'm like, well, hold on, what the fuck? If I let that shit slide, that shit's gonna bother me, and I'll probably text him like, nah, that shit bothered me.
Yeah.
You know, why in the
We
fuck
have to
did I say
edit it
something?
out.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. People don't want to take the time to sit there and have that.
No, I feel that, especially because like we got so much wrong with this country. If we are too afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations, nothing's gonna get right.
Nope.
Nothing's gonna change. No, that's why I hate this like revisionist. Oh, I'm gonna sound so liberal. I hate this like whitewashing of history because it's like if you can't accept that like, yeah, we did some fucked up shit, you're not gonna stop it from happening again.
I do agree with that a lot. We have a horrible history.
Oh no, I mean every country kind of does, but like Germany doesn't just suddenly forget that the Holocaust happened.
Right.
They educate people and they stop like the Sieg Heiling from happening. That's like an actual law to not do. Like you break the law if you do those things. Because like,
well, what is that called? Tell me about that.
You know the Roman salute Elon Musk.
Oh, you said the salute. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you said. I couldn't tell. All right.
Yeah, I think like, and you could argue, oh, is it suppressing freedom of speech? Yeah, but when your freedom of speech comes at the expense of someone's life, like very directly, like these people are killing these people. Sorry, these people are unaliving these people.
Right,
you know?
right.
Got to save the algorithm.
Oh yeah, like the algorithm we can save at this point.
Yeah, it's been fucked.
We're going to jail after this.
Out the window.
Like step in the squad car right after you finish. Don't even upload it. Just we've heard enough.
You brought up an interesting point though, that like every country has a horrible history. I don't think people realize how soft we are in this current.
Yeah.
Like I was watching. Have you seen the show? You both, if you haven't seen it, you should see. It's called American Primeval. It's on Netflix, and it's true. I looked it up. Like the stories are all about Brigham Young, who was this Utah Latter-day Saints leader. He was probably one of the most awful people in American history. Literally has to be, in my opinion, the most awful person in American history. And they got a university named after him. Like I don't. Wow, is he horrible? But I was like, is this true? And I researched it, and most of the stories are true. And if you haven't seen it, it's the most brutal thing. It's like Game of Thrones, but real.
Shit.
But like for real. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm sitting in my couch watching this on Netflix.
Right.
I'm soft as shit. Like I lift weights and stuff, but I couldn't handle that. What was going on there? These massacres and torturings and rape and all that. Just
the algorithm's out.
Wow.
So yeah, every country. You're right. Like like the world. Like since whatever created us.
Well, the thing is, like, no one's like, oh, we're in the country. You want this to be a country? Here, come on. Like, no one's gonna, like, you fight for land. That's just
right. Yeah, they yes.
Everything no land started as the land that it currently is. You know what I mean? Which like goes into a whole nother political thing. Also, you said American primeval.
Yes.
My fat ass thought that was like a type of rib or some shit. That was like a USDA cut or some shit. Just getting hungry.
Maybe we'll be now.
Who knows?
But yeah, shit like that is, and the fact that it was not fiction is what like really affected me.
But there's like some fucked up parts of history. Like even, I was on Twitter yesterday, big mistake. And then there was like the thread of like fucked up pictures, throughout history. And one of them was like a Sudanese, I don't know if it was like a plantation, but basically like kids that were like slaves. What they would do
in Sudan?
Yeah, back in like, it was in black and white picture, but it had like a kid without like their hand and like without their foot. And like what they would do is in the rubber quota times, like when they were, I guess, the rubber farms, if they didn't meet their quota, the plantation owner would just like chop off a hand or like a foot. And it's like, logically speaking, like morally that's fucked up, but also just logically speaking, why would you make
it harder for them to produce?
Exactly. It's like, you are hurting Noah.
Send a message.
No, I get that, but it's also like, why? That message is, I don't know how shit works. Like
that is pretty funny. I mean, we're laughing at something that's
very dark,
absolutely awful, but
like,
the human
just
being
logical. Like, do you want your profits to go better or not? Like,
see, and now we get written up by HR. And that's it.
They said
that
some
might
heinous things.
If you're not productive at Apple or something, they chop off a hand. That might.
Well, you know how activism at Apple works. They're like, oh, people keep jumping from the stories because our sweatshops are so bad. We put nets up; they can't fall. Like.
What?
You don't know about the anti-suicide nets in like the Chinese sweatshops for Apple?
No.
They literally had a problem where too many like employees were just jumping off because like I guess the work was that bad and like conditions were terrible. And their solution was we put nets. So
is that true?
Yeah, look it up.
Wow. So I guess we haven't evolved all that much.
This is why like I hate when people are like capitalism breeds innovation. It's like not the right kind of innovation. Like shit, I used to work as a lifeguard in a gym, and all of a sudden at some point they probably did some background lobbying. They were like, yeah, not all gym pools need lifeguards. So it's like, yeah, innovation. The innovation at hand. Apathy. Like we just stopped giving a fuck.
So are you a socialist?
I don't. That's a buzzword term. I don't.
Are you anti-capitalist?
Yeah, but I don't know how anything else will ever work. You know what I mean? Because none of these systems are gonna work. Because socialism is just a way to breed more, like corruption. Like the people who are in charge are really in charge. Like there's no form of like government or market that's ever actually gonna be not evil. I think. So there's like everyone has these ideas on paper of what it should or but it's like when it comes to fruition, it's not that much better. I do think that we need to have people that focus on having needs met, I don't know how to go about doing that without it being like, yeah, fuck tons of taxes, but like I don't know. I feel like human beings were meant to look after each other. Because otherwise, what's the point of society or government or this or that, if we're all just going to turn a blind eye to someone suffering, right? The part where it's not funny, yeah.
This has been really interesting, though. This has been a great podcast episode, I think.
I think I just, like, tear it all down, start from the beginning, because I don't know.
What?
Just tear it all down, start over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nagasaki this shit. Right.
But that's what everyone thinks.
Start all over.
that's how people take like the Middle East conflict. They're like, if we just bomb both sides, it'll be fair. It's like, ugh.
Wow.
The final
Easy for them to
solution.
say,
That's
yeah.
what we're doing.
From their comfortable chair watching
Yeah,
Netflix,
for sure.
they're saying that with their Starbucks. Yeah. Soft.
Well, they actually boycotted Starbucks.
Damn, I can't get anything
It's
right.
on the BDS. Remember? I don't know.
BDS?
It's supposed to be like the to stop funding for Israel. Essentially, I don't.
Because Starbucks CEO is a Jew?
No, I don't think it's that simple. I think it might be like they might have shops in Israel, or they might be funding certain. I don't know, man. The rabbit hole goes too deep.
Who's got time for all this? Keeping
Leftist,
track of all
liberal.
this stuff. Who to boycott, who not to boycott?
You know what I remember? Because like Twitter days, yeah. Back in like COVID, like when we were all like locked in the house.
Oh yeah.
That was like my peak like social media activism days. You know why? Because I didn't have a fucking job. I didn't have a job, so I was like, let me care about everything. Now guess what? I have a job and I don't have time or energy for
You can
this
just stop
shit.
by Starbucks, maybe run over a
Buy some McDonald's.
yeah, buy some McDonald's, run over
Go
a
to Target. 'Cause
Gaza kid.
Oh,
with your iPhone.
yep. No, that's fucked up what's going on. But that's why I think like people are like, oh, you can't joke about this. You can't joke. I'm like, comedians are supposed to take a shitty situation, try to make it funny. And I know that people are not always going to be on board for all topics, but you got to do something to.
Oh, Chris Rock is so good at that.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear his joke about the Boston Marathon bombing?
No.
Damn, that's the most perfect example of walking a line. And he got shit for it, but he said, can you imagine?
They're going to get shit for it regardless.
He said, can you imagine you just finished running 26 miles and somebody yells, run? I mean, come on. That's funny, but it was like, I think it was like a week after, so maybe he might have waited a bit. But him and Bill Burr, I think, do like the best job at like just really,
walking the line.
Yeah, and just keeping it funny.
I feel like Dave Chappelle can but he kind of just goes over the line on purpose too. But there's an art in that too. I think, what was it Anthony Jeselnik? He was on a podcast talking about how like he hates seeing comedians complain about like people going so soft or sensitive, because it's like the whole point of like an edgy joke is if you do it right, you're not getting in trouble. If you got in trouble, you didn't do a good enough job. And like I do see that, because a lot of times like if you fight accountability every time, you're not going to evolve as a person. If you
don't get in trouble, you did a good job.
Yeah,
I think if you get in a little bit of trouble, you did a good job.
I think it depends on if you got away with it in terms of like if the audience liked it.
Right.
If the audience were with you.
What do you think about that?
I say you got to test the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to test the temperature.
But if it's like in your special, you should kind of know what has more of a chance of working and what's the wording that works.
That's a process. That's something different.
Yeah, for sure.
I
but I'm saying
you were just
like,
talking about the original joke just coming out. I mean, you got to test who it offends.
Yeah.
What you can get away with. But
yeah,
by the time you get to your special, I mean, it's already polished.
Yeah.
It's already proven.
But I'm saying, that's why, but we want to be professionals, right? The goal is to at least, I mean, not everyone has that goal to be comedians. Sometimes you just want to have fun. But I think if you are trying to be as good as possible, you learn how to not avoid bombing, because bombing is just part of it. Bombing is how you find out what doesn't work or how it could be better, this and that. But like, I don't know, because it's definitely a process. It definitely is a painful process too sometimes. I hate when people are like, maybe don't joke about this. It's like, yeah, I know you wouldn't have liked that. That's why you were talking the whole time, like at me when I have the mic, you know?
Right.
But it's a give and take. It's an ebb and flow. Other buzzwords.
So, what's your process of creating material?
For me, a lot of
45 minutes in, we get into the comedy part.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of shit comes from like lived experiences, inner thoughts that just kind of come up during the day. I find that like I can't turn the tap on, like I can't set out to write, but I could tell when like the faucet's leaking and you got to put a bucket under it. You know what I mean? In the sense that I can tell on, oh, this joke, let me write it down. Like I just thought of it.
What do you write it down in?
My phone. On
what app?
Just like notes app on iPhone. Sometimes if I like don't have hand control as much, like I'll put voice memos just because like I don't want to type it all up sometimes, or if I think I'm gonna forget it real quick. there's that. And then, you know, you see what kind of comes together, and then try it at a bunch of open mics and see what works. And sometimes if it doesn't work, I don't give up on it fast, because I think it could be a wording issue too. Where like I hate when people are like too quick to tell you to drop a joke idea or a premise. Where like, well, no, it's gonna suck for a while, you know, but there's got to be some way.
Unsolicited?
Oh, obviously.
I hate that shit. I gotta hate
well,
that.
you know why people give unsolicited advice as comics to comics? Because I think sometimes people just talk because they like hearing the sound of their own voice.
Yeah.
You know,
unsolicited, good criticism. Like, hey,
Well,
that really
depends.
hit. That was good.
Yeah.
That's
But
productive.
that's not criticism. That's praise.
Okay.
That's just feedback. I think
good feedback. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I've had stuff that I wasn't willing to hear in the moment, and then later you're like, okay, they were right. But there's also times where it's like, this person said drop this joke, and then I'm like, no, I made it funny, and it fucking works. That's why a lot of comedy is listening to people. But a lot of it is also kind of going with your gut and seeing what you can make wrong. Like, people tell you don't do this to prove other people wrong, but like, I'm a petty motherfucker. So sometimes it's like, oh, you don't like this joke? Let me say it again. Like, let me.
Plus, if you do it in a room full of comics, that is improving it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's also a paid crowd or just a crowd. Like, that's where it's on. Like, I love when someone says don't do this, that, and then you go out and prove that no, it works. That's just something that's like, yeah, fuck you, Amir. No.
Yeah, remember Joe Robinson?
Yeah.
He gave the best advice. He said, it was my second open mic, and he said, you know what you got to do? You got to stand there with the mic and be funny.
Well, yeah.
That's it. If you can make clown noises, whatever you're doing, you be you do your own style. If you're standing there being funny and people are laughing,
you did a good job.
You did a good job. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I hate when people are like, oh, don't joke about this or that. It's too soon. It's too that. Like, yeah, but okay. Someone basically told me not to make like Israel-Palestine jokes.
You have to make an Israel-Palestine joke now.
Yeah. I was like, look, and they're like, oh, just give it a couple weeks. I'm like, in a couple weeks, I don't know if they're both going to be here.
That could be the joke right there.
It's like,
somebody told me.
I don't know how much time we have left.
Exactly,
you know?
what you just said could have been the bit.
But yeah.
And by not here anymore, you mean either they've resolved it or they're not
they
here
are not
anymore.
resolving it. Let's be fucking. I don't know. It's crazy. But people talk about like the Muslims in the area and the Jews in the area. People don't realize there's also like Christians in that area. And I think it's because that's the one place that like Jehovah's Witnesses aren't going to come around knocking door to door. They know they got to keep it low key, you know? And then I say like the Christians in that region, I think I look at them as like when you're getting third place in Mario Kart. So what happens when you're third place in Mario Kart? You see the number one and number two just duking it out, battling. And what is your main goal? You just kind of watch it happen, wait for the blue shell to come, get both of them, clear path, and then you get to steal victory. And that's what evangelicals believe. Yeah. I don't know. I also had a coworker that was like, because this was when shit was like really popping, as off, like more, like when it started the war. Not that there hasn't been war there the whole time, but that's beside the point. But then it's like, oh, you know, that's God country. God has a plan. I'm like, God's doing a whole lot of ungodly shit then. Like, Jesus. And then and I was like, well, what is the plan, Jeffrey? It's like, you know that game Mario Kart? No. He didn't say that. I just like doing that.
So what do you got coming up? You got the Drunken Stone Fest.
Yeah, the Drunken Stone Fest.
What
I have
on earth is that?
I think it's just like it's a festival
in Ocean City.
Yeah, they're starting to get like shows going on, put on by this comic that goes by the Drunken Stoner. Which yeah, I don't.
Can you be more specific? Because
I think his name's Steve.
Again,
he told people to call him that. So, but yeah, I was like, you know, that substance issues go with comics like, you know, white on rice. So it's not really. You're not really specifying who you are. Like,
you're not.
Oh, the Drunken Stoner. Which one? You know. But no, I have that on the 18th. That's in at Aloft in Ocean City. Maryland. On the 26th, I'll be at the Adams Bomb show in Laurel. I think it's like Penn Social or some shit. I'll post about it when I have all the details. I just know it's in Laurel. I'll be doing a set where I talk about work stuff.
Are you down there? Is that where you are in the D.C. area? Is that where you live?
I don't live in the D.C. area. I'm from Maryland, PG County. My exact address is
PG. Okay, so you're.
I say PG because it sounds hard. I live in College Park. That's the pussy part.
I was gonna say because I'm down there a lot because my daughter goes to school there. Have you ever done the open mic there?
I've done it a couple of times. It's
Punch Bowl?
Yeah, Punch Bowl. It's kind of like, you ever been to Simple Bar?
No.
Okay, well, it's like a comics mic, basically.
Aren't they all? I mean,
some of
very
them
few
get
open
audiences.
Yeah, that's.
It's hard.
But it's in the Union Building, right?
The Stamp, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I like it. A rep is a rep, as I like to say. Even if like it's just comics, you still get somewhat data.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't have data to go off of like what they're giving you, you could kind of hear, okay, I fucked up this joke, or this wording works better than the other one. Like, so, I am not shy of doing my 10,000 hours no matter who's in the audience or if there's an audience. Like, I thought of this idea of like $100 in a dream where like I buy a speaker and an amp and I just go out in public and, make the public put up with me, I guess.
Have you thought about starting a mic? Because I think College Park would be a hot area.
I haven't started it, but I've kind of inherited this mic.
Like Loonies.
Not Loonies, but you know what? I should probably solicit them, see what the deal is with that. Maybe like Seastone too. Mm-hmm. I haven't actually been to these bars. I just know of them.
Seastone upstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a private room. There's not like it's not like where everybody's waiting tables and everything downstairs.
Yeah. That could work. But like, isn't parking in that specific area a little annoying?
It's very annoying, but who cares?
Yeah. As long as people can metro too.
I think right across the street is that paid lot.
Oh.
Like where Kava is.
Yeah. That's a paid one.
Yeah.
Is that the one by the Five Guys?
I know there's a Kava there and a CVS.
Okay. Thanks. I don't like paying for parking. I believe parking should be a right.
Okay.
It's like, you know how much you already have to pay while driving? Like, you're going to just tack it on.
Yeah, well, somebody needs to pay the property taxes on the property that the parking lot is on, so.
Worry about it. Fix it in post. We'll talk about it later. I don't know. Maybe there could be like a government thing where it's like, okay, we'll fund this so that way people aren't fighting over parking places and dying in the streets. I don't know if that's that much of an issue, but hypothetically, what the government doesn't know can't hurt us.
Sure, there's a way around it.
Yeah, I don't know. Figure something out. I hate it because like parking's already annoying as is, and you're gonna tell me I have to pay for it. I could barely parallel park.
Right. Well, anything else you want to promote before we get out of here?
Shit. Follow me on Instagram. That's TAILANDY 126, like the numbers.
Okay.
And then that's my Instagram. I'm on TikTok. If you want to follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is Witty Mitty OG. That's 2 T's in Witty and Mitty.
But no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Okay.
No Diddy.
How about you, Rev? You want to promote anything?
No, follow me on Facebook, Rev T Mac, and IG at Rev T Mac.
All right. Well, thank you, Mit Landy.
Thanks for having me.
For coming. This was a great show. Thank you, Rev.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Rev.
And we'll see you next time.
All right.